A town where nothing ever happened. It's no secret that the both of us are running out of time. So hello from the other side.
Hello and welcome to this week's youth video taken all the way from sunny North Queensferry! Wow, how did we get here? We are on week 8 of our lockdown series. How absolutely mental is that? I have not worn makeup in goodness knows how long, and my hair, well, just look at it. In all seriousness though, I hope that you're all doing okay. It is all right if every day you are feeling a totally different emotion. I think that we all are. If you want prayer for anything, there are so many leaders that are here for you, so give us a message. We've got our... But I hope that you're all enjoying the videos as well, that you're listening to the song recommendations and that you're getting stuff from the message. Hopefully it's not too much longer before we can all be back together again. I know that when times are hard, I try and cozy up with my 2 cats, who definitely don't love me as much as I love them. This is Archie. This is Mac! Magnus, it's going to happen to you too, pal. I hope that you guys enjoy this video and I will see you on the other side.
Sometimes I have breakfast on the sofa and other times I have breakfast at the table. I often get honey on toast. Every day I do school, and once a week I do adding up coins and giving change on my mum's computer. So I'm taking away, so 20p take away 16 is 4. Every day we go out on our walks. On some walks we go to the Water of Leith, we go to the duck pond at Inverleith. We sometimes go in the car. I sometimes play the piano. I've learnt how to do the beginning of Moonlight Sonata. I'm also learning how to play Fur Elise. I know how to do the beginning of Fur Elise. Every day I go out on my swing. I enjoy going on my swing. Every Thursday I join in with the clapping. I shake the tambourine. At 10:30 it's my bedtime. I get into my bed. These are all my toys. And my mummy reads me a story. And then she says our prayers. Thank you so much for watching. I nominate Joe Robinson for next week. Bye!
Jesus introduces the Sermon on the Mount with the Beatitudes. That's quite a big deal. It was the first thing that Jesus wanted to talk about above everything else in his longest sermon recorded ever. It was before giving to the needy, before loving your enemy, before not worrying, before the narrow and the wide gate, before not judging others. See what I'm getting here? It's quite important. And number 5 of this list, Jesus mentions mercy. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. And before I talk about mercy, it's good to understand the difference between grace and mercy. So let's get on the same page here. Grace is the undeserving favour of God. And what I mean by that is we don't deserve anything, but yet we have so much. And why is that? It's because God graciously gives us life every single day. He gives us breath in our lungs. He gives us eyes to see. He gives us ears to hear. And for most of us, he gives us food to eat. What have we done that makes us think that we deserve anything? In fact, in a time like this, in lockdown, and the world crippling with a pandemic, it is a perfect example of the stuff that we take for granted, when in reality, God is the one that's in control. In grace, God allows us into his presence and shows us and gives us love that we don't deserve. Okay, mercy is God's ultimate gift to us, his forgiveness. If you have a pulse, you screw up day in and day out, and you have been every single day since the day you were born. Whether you like it or not, subconsciously or not, we all argue, we all hold grudges, we all judge, we all lust, no matter to what degree that is. We all lie. We all have the tendency to like having a bit of money, flashing our phones, having the biggest slice of cake, yet no matter what we do, we all fall into the temptation of the enemy. I mean, in a just, fair world, we should all be punished, right? But what we see is we don't actually receive that punishment. And that's through God's love. God does not work like that. Through his love, he endured immense physical and mental pain and suffering. He was nailed by his hands and his feet to a tree and died. See, if he didn't do that, we would be effectively up on that cross. What I'm trying to say here is mercy is a great thing. So in essence, grace is getting what we don't deserve, and mercy is not getting what we do deserve. Jesus tells us a funny story in Luke of how we should approach this mercy. He first starts off by describing the prayer of a Pharisee who's smug in self-confidence, followed by a prayer of a tax collector who sits in a slump with his face in his hands, praying, "God, have mercy on me, forgive me, a sinner." Of the two men, the tax collector was the one that went home justified before God. And from this little story, we see that, and I know we could have looked in this in more detail, but we see that it's our responsibility to seek God's mercy. But ultimately, we can't ask for God's mercy without showing it ourselves. 1 John 4 verse 8 and 9 says, "Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world so that we might live through him." Verse 11, "Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought to love one another." See, mercy is the utmost attribute of love, and part of being merciful involves the consideration of others and to understand their circumstances. That is what Jesus did for us. That is the first step that he took to show his mercy, to show his understanding of our circumstances. And finally, verse 21 says, "Anyone who loves God must also love their brother and sister." Through mercy, we need to show love to others, and that's not giving people what they deserve at all. That's forgiving someone before they even ask for it. And I'm not saying that's easy. Now, if we go back to Matthew and read through what Jesus preaches about after the Beatitudes, we've realised that almost everything he talks about involves our heart. He's getting us to think, is it about me or is it about others? In Eye for an Eye, in verse 38, Jesus says, if someone wants to sue you and take your shirt, give them your coat also. He also says to love your enemy and to not judge others. And I know that's grace, not mercy. But what is mercy is what Jesus says in the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our sin as we forgive those who sin against us. And then he goes on to say, for if we forgive other people, when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. Jesus makes it clear that it's not enough just to ask for his forgiveness. What this uncovers is that mercy is conditional, guys. If we show mercy to others, God will show mercy to us. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy.
Hey guys, it's Connor, and this is how I find rest and refreshment in lockdown. Take a look. So one thing that I often do is go for long walks up the hill and to the viewpoint and to other places. I like to just take in the colours, the scenery, listen to the birds chirping. I often listen to worship music as well, just any way to unwind and find rest with God.
So I'm actually going to do this week's challenge while eating. Often I don't take the time to fully appreciate the food that I'm eating, so today I'm going to really enjoy it. There's a fox just sitting in the bushes over there.
When it's nice outside, I like to sunbathe. This week we're having our lunch outside, we're enjoying the beautiful sunshine, and we're also having a socially distanced barbecue with our neighbours. Say hey, Samira.
Hi guys, for my rest I have come for a gentle stroll in Braidburn Valley Park, which is my favourite place in lockdown. It's just gone midday, so I am going to start by saying the Lord's Prayer. And then I've got a few things on my mind, so I'm just going to ask God to look after those. And then I'm just going to enjoy the sunshine, stroll through the park and through the woods beyond, listen to the birds singing, and just enjoy some gentle rest time outside in God's beautiful world.
Hey, it's Andrew here. I love looking out over the hills and listening to the birds sing outside my flat.
Hey guys, this week's challenge is a super easy one. All you have to do is go and get something out of your fridge. Let's see it.
Hello everyone. So you might be aware that yesterday Central joined with Christians all around the world in starting 10 days of prayer in the run-up to Pentecost, which means that this is a great opportunity to give a little bit more time to prayer over the next week and a half or so. So my recommendation for you this week is simply for a web page. It's the Prayer Course Toolshed, and here you'll be able to find 30 different resources to help you pray. So prayer isn't just one thing, but there are lots of different types of prayer and lots of different ways that we can spend time listening to God and talking to him. Two that I've found helpful over the last couple of months is the breath prayer and the circle prayer. So you can look those two up and have a go if you want to, or there are plenty of other options for you to try out to see if there's one that works for you.
Hey guys, I am at the top of Glenlockhart Hill on my daily walk, and my song recommendation for you all this week is Follow You by Ben Rector. Go and check it out. It's quite an upbeat song. I'm all about the call to follow God in our lives. Hope you enjoy it.
So guys, that's it for another week of our youth video. How has it gone that quickly? My recommendation would be to listen to Theo's talk again before Teen Chat on Sunday, just because I have a memory like a goldfish, so I sometimes find it hard to remember what we were saying. And remember that this week as well, it's the 10 days of prayer like Zoe was saying, so have a look at the website. The whole church is getting involved with that, so it'd be really great if we could too. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely evening, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye!